Hello friends, in previous lecture we discussed about the syllabus of Transportation Engineering 1 and different practicals related with Transportation Engineering 1. Also we discussed about the different types and classification of road, okay, according to IRC. And after that we're going to discuss about the highway alignment and highway alignment survey. Okay, so in previous topic we discussed about the highway alignment. So the first thing is that once we find the highway is necessary between two town or two cities, then we require to know the various information. So the first is that what route should be taken between that two destinations, what information should collect, that is a traffic survey, soil survey, drainage survey. Next, how to find most economical and highest yield return route. Next, how this information should be gathered and presented in the form of project report so that the authorities can easily come to know that or easily come to the conclusion of the best alternatives. After that, we discuss about the basic requirement of an ideal alignment. In that, we discuss the first is short. That means the alignment should be short and straight. Second thing, AC. The alignment should be AC to construction, AC to maintain. That means that operation of vehicles should be AC or should be AC gradient and curve. After that, we discuss the third point, that is safe. That means that alignment should be safe. Safe for the construction, safe for the maintenance, and safe for the traffic operation. After that, we discuss that is economical. That means that alignment should be economical. That is whatever it costs, that is construction cost, initial cost, operation cost, maintenance cost. So this overall cost should be economical or cost is lowest. Okay. So all these factors should be given that consideration before working out the economical of each alignment. The alignment should be such that it will offer maximum utility by serving maximum population and product. Okay, so this is the basic requirement of an ideal alignment. After that, we discuss about the principle of route selection and highway location. So first thing is that, or what is the objective of highway alignment or principle of route selection? The first objective is that to achieve the least overall cost of transportation. That means which whatever that cost which include the cost of initial construction of highway, cost of maintenance and environmental requirements. So that is what the first objective of our route selection and highway location. What is that? To achieve the least overall cost of transportation. Okay, so overall cost, that is cost of construction, initial cost, maintenance cost and environmental requirement. After that, we discuss about the various principle of route selection and highway location. So what are that? The first one is the highway alignment should be as direct as possible between two towns. Okay, that is what is to be resulting in economy in construction maintenance. Next, the location of highway should stay clear of obstruction. That means ghats, place of worship, archaeological and historical monuments, public facilities like school, hospitals, playground, fertile lands, large industrial establishment. So this overall, okay, that means it should be stay clear. Next thing, the highway can pass near such establishment, but the location should be such that the shifting of this establishment is not required since it will be involve the large compensation. Next thing, the present utility and services. That means you can say transmission line, water supply line. So what is that overall? The present utility and services like overall transmission lines and water supply lines should not, as far as possible, to shift it. That means suppose your alignment is in that direction, and if there is a transmission line water supply line, you have to change the alignment or you have to need to shift that whatever your services. Okay, so in that you have to think about the economy and feasibility. Either you can shift the alignment or either you can shift the utility. Okay, so that depend upon the economy and feasibility. According to that you can select anyone. Next, And highway alignment should permit balancing of the cost, that is cutting cost and filling cost for the formation should be balanced. Next thing, the site of the river, that is crossing, is an important obligatory point in selection of route. So these all the various principles in the route selection and highway location. Come to the next. The next is the survey of highway alignment or highway alignment survey. So while fixing the alignments for highway, the following types of surveys are conducted as per the IRC, Indian Road Congress. Okay, so we require the different types of surveys like a reconnaissance survey, soil survey, drainage survey, traffic survey, geological survey. So these all different types of survey we require to carry it out in case of highway alignment. That is called as nothing but the highway alignment survey. Okay. Okay, so the first thing is, what are the different types of survey required? So while fixing the alignments, the following types of survey are conducted. The first one is reconnaissance survey. Next one is preliminary survey. Next one is determination of central line of alignment. Next, final location survey. Next, traffic survey. Next, soil and material survey. Next, drainage survey. And next, preparation and presentation of project documents. So these are the different types of survey we required while fixing the alignment. Okay, so after that, I'm going to discuss one by one in detail. Okay, so what is the first? The first one is the reconnaissance survey. So what in by reconnaissance survey? So the main objective of reconnaissance survey is to be examine the general character of that area for the purpose of determining the most feasible route for the further detailed investigation. So that's what the main objective of reconnaissance survey. What is that? To examine the character of that area. So the main objective of reconnaissance survey is to examine the general character of the area. Okay. Next, what it include? So that reconnaissance survey include study of topographical survey sheets, geological sheets, meteorological maps, and photographs. So these all include in reconnaissance survey. Next, selected number of alignment feasible by considering following points. Okay, so we have to select the various or number of alignments, feasible number of alignments by considering the following points. Okay, and from that you have to select one, but before that you have to select the number of alignments, feasible alignments, by using or by considering the following points. Okay, so what are the different points you have to consider during selection of number of alignments? The first one is consideration of all control points, that is first major cities, major towns having shortest length and economical. Next, you have to avoid the marshy ground, steep terrain, unstable hilly features, areas subject to flooding and inundation. That is what the overflooding area. Okay, so third point, important towns and villages should be connected, preserve environment and maintain ecological balance. So these are the various points you have to consider during selection of number of alignment. Okay, so next one is ground reconnaissance. So what in by ground reconnaissance? That is what the ground survey. So in that we have to gather this information. Okay, so what information should we collect in ground reconnaissance? The first one is topography of that area. Okay, so what is that topography of that area? Either it is plain terrain, either it is rolling terrain, or either it is steep terrain. Okay, so we have to collect that information, or that is what the topography of the area. Second point, we have to collect or we have to find out the length of the route along various alternatives. Okay, so what is the length of that alignment or length of that route, that we have to find out. Next, what are the existing means of communication between the destination, such as path, jeep and track. Next, what is the terrain, what is the soil condition in that area, how much the gradient and what is the curve. So that the information also we have to require to find out in ground reconnaissance survey. Also we have to require to find out geology of that area. what is the characteristics of the rocks, what are the types of rocks in that area. Next, what is the nature of hilly slope. Next, what is the magnitude of road length. And also we have to find out either that area is subjected to inundation, flooding, snowdrift, rocky stretches, steep terrain, desert areas, or area of poor soil drainage. So all these information we have to collect in a geology of the area. Okay, so this point or this data or this information we require to find out in ground reconnaissance survey. Next, we require the climatic conditions. So what is the whatever that area, what is the temperature of that area, what is the maximum temperature of area, what is the minimum temperature of that area, what is the average annual rainfall, how much the peak intensity of rainfall, what is the monthly distribution of rainfall, that also we have to find out. Also we have to find out snowfall data, water table in that area, variation between maximum minimum water table. Also we have to find out wind direction and velocities of wind, and finally fog condition. So these are all climatic conditions or climatic data we have to find out for that particular area. Next, the facilities and the resources available for the proposed alignment, that is landing and dropping zone in case of hilly areas. Again, we have to find out various important things, that is availability of labor. If you are going to select alignment or any route, so if there is availability of labor or not, that is a major thing. So that point also you have to think, that is availability of labor. Next, local contractor is available or not. Next, water is a very important thing. Next, construction material is easily available or not, that also you have to think. Next, value of land acquisition, period required for construction, cost of construction. So these all facilities and resources you have to think either it is available easily or not. Next, population that is served by the proposed alignment and agriculture economic. Next, proposed crossing with rail lines or highway. And finally, position of ancient monuments, religious structure, and importance of the route. So these various points you have to find information regarding these various points during the ground reconnaissance survey. After that, after the completion of the ground reconnaissance survey, so the instrument generally used during the reconnaissance survey, okay, so during that ground reconnaissance survey we require the various equipment. So what are that equipments? So the instrument generally used during the ground reconnaissance will be the compass, we can say prismatic compass, which is used for the measurement of the angle. Okay, so from that you can measure the angle. Okay, next, Abney level, it is a type of level which is you can use for the measure of level. Next one is a pedometer, that is basically we measure measure or the recording the number of steps that taken in walking. Next one, clinometer. So clinometer, it is one of the angle measurement instrument which is used to measure the angle of inclination or angle of elevation. Next one is ghat tracer. And finally we required some walkie-talkie set for the useful communication. So these are the various equipments we required for the ground reconnaissance survey: compass, Abney level, pedometer, clinometer, ghat tracer, and the set of walkie-talkies. So these above instruments are used to measure ground slopes, that you can measure the ground slope maximum gradient, elevations, stream crossing. So these various data also you have to find out. Next, based on the information collected during the reconnaissance survey, a report should be prepared. The information collected should be marked on the map and the different alternatives should be discussed for their merits. So that's all about the ground reconnaissance survey. So from that you have to collect the various data, geological data, climatic data, and you can see, okay. So we have to find out the facilities and resources available in that area. We have to find out the climatic condition in that area. We have to require the geological data of that area. We have to require the topographical data of the area, and we have to require the terrain data. So these all data we require in this ground reconnaissance survey. And how to obtain that? You can use compass survey, you can use Abney level, you can use speedometer, clinometer. This instrument you can use for it. Okay, so this all about the ground reconnaissance survey, that is the first survey, ground reconnaissance survey. After that we are going to discuss about next, that is preliminary survey.